So block heater on a smart car, if yours is equipped. All of them have the plug on the front, but it doesn't necessarily mean that there's a block heater in the car. It's a special smart block heater cord. It's got a 3-prong connector in there. You could always just pull that connector out and wire it in yourself. So depending on the type of cord end you got, you know, your outlet could look like that. You got a big opening and a small opening, and then the ground. So the big one is black, small one is white, and the bottom one is green. And it's really cool that Smart has the right colored wires on there. That makes it a lot easier. There's my new plug-in, just like any other car. So every Smart car they have the connector on the front. They have a cord running to your battery. You can plug in a battery warmer, which is a good idea. So I took the battery out. I had a battery that froze in it this year, and it leaked a little bit of acid. And this is roughly 2 weeks later after that battery froze. You can see it's already starting to corrode the clip there. I'm going to spray the battery cleaner in there, and since I'm here, I'm going to put a battery warmer on the battery. I'm going to put some padding under the battery to isolate it from the cold. Because in a smart car, there's no heat that gets to the battery. It's just, you know, whatever heat is from inside the car, I guess. And that bottom of the floor pan, sorry, my face is frozen. It's pretty cold right now. That bottom of the floor pan gets pretty cold in -20. It's, you know, it's whatever the ambient temperature is, maybe a little bit above. So that's transferring the cold to your battery, so your battery stays below zero all the time. You know, as opposed to in a regular vehicle where the battery is underneath the hood with the engine and gets warm once the car's been running for a while. So, but that's not the case in a smart car. It stays cold all the time in the wintertime. So a battery warmer is a very good idea. It's just this thing here. It's just a insulated pad that wraps around the battery with a heating element in it. So you plug it in. Smart has a plug-in underneath the foam battery cover, so you can plug it in there. You know, that'll warm your battery up overnight when you have the block heater on, and prolong your battery life for sure. Instead of you know, getting to -30, battery freezing, and car not starting, at least when you have it plugged in, your battery is going to be warm and all ready to start your car when you get in it. See, that battery is sitting below zero. So the temperature of that battery is below 0 Celsius. The battery won't freeze unless it loses all of its charge. So when I started the other one, drained it, and then it froze instantly, like when you see a frozen water bottle that's not frozen, but it's cold enough to freeze, and then you go agitate it, and then the whole bottle freezes instantly. Same kind of thing happened with the other battery. But it just, this one has a good charge, so it's not frozen. There's the stuff I sprayed on it, and it's frozen already. So yeah, there's nothing that keeps this battery warm in a smart car. Oh, there's the warmer there. So since I'm here and I need a little bit extra space for the battery warmer, there's this thing here. It's the e-box. So a lot of times these things screw up because of the moisture. There's the casing in here isn't sealed, so it gets moisture in there, or battery acid vapors, and then what happens, you know, all of a sudden your brake lights are staying on, or other weird things are going on. And that problem is the e-box here. All the electronics in there get corroded, and then you start getting electronic glitches. This thing's in a very bad area. So what I'm gonna do is just pop this thing up here. So he'll be sitting up there away from the battery fumes, hopefully, and that'll keep it from corroding. Okay, so I got the pad for the bottom of the battery. I got the battery warmer on the battery. I just gotta fit it in there. So hopefully it's going to fit with that padding in there. I think it will. There, that's even better. I'll just sit the e-box in where the toolkit's supposed to be on the foam there. Yeah, look, foam went down all the way. There's my screw to tighten it up. Yeah, right on, it fit even with the higher battery. And to determine if you have a block heater, just go down on the underside of your car. So there's your oil filter cap. And your block heater is right behind it. So there's the block heater right there. See those two prongs? There's the cord, block heater's right there. So that's what the block heater looks like in a smart car. It's not in the water jacket. It just fits into the casing between the engine and the transmission, and it heats up the casing. So very easy to change out if you got another one. It's smeared with the same Mercedes, looks like same grease they use on the injectors, except here it's cooked pretty good. So if you do coat it with something, make sure you're coating it with something that'll transfer the heat. Like copper anti-seize will probably work on there. I use that in quite a few things, but being it's copper, it'll transfer the heat really well. Yeah, if you go to Mercedes, that part will be about $200 or more. I think they sell it with the cable. I have to, I'm not sure where that wires into. It may be a little bit of work to wire one in and back. You might have to remove the underbody covering or the underbody shield. I think they're made by DEFA, that's D-E-F-A. I saw online, I was reading the part number. I don't know if it's the right part number or not, but someone mentioned a part number 2818, and they're a 400 watt heater. So I'm not gonna pull this one out, even though I need a block heater for the other car. I'm not gonna cannibalize this one for the other one because I still need this car and I need the other car. And yeah, it's too cold. And the hold down bracket, if you're lucky enough to take that off without the bolts snapping, like if you went and got a used one from the pick and pull place, then maybe spray it with some penetrating oil, maybe grease up that joint if you can, you know, just lube it up so it doesn't stick on you if you ever have to take it out and change it. Well, my can of penetrating oil was frozen, it had no pressure in it. So I just poured some hydraulic oil on it. Not as good as ATF, but it should help a little bit. So forget how it was on there now. Is it yeah. So a small tab on the oil pan, big tab on the block heater. Just like that. And then it just just holds it in there. Nothing fancy. It's just a tab that holds it from sliding out. So this one is equipped with a block heater, but the other one, it has the connection in the front, but it does not have a block heater installed. So if you look on this one here, same spot, there's no block heater in there. So this one does not have a block heater. And the question is, will it start? I take my car, or I take my truck. Normally a smart car will start pretty good in the winter time, but this one was abused a little bit before I got it. And it's got a fair amount of miles on it, so compression might be a little bit lower and it may not want to start as easy. What I found, if you give it a little bit of gas, maybe hold the pedal down a quarter of the way, and it usually... Okay, maybe halfway. Almost. Just wait for the glow plug light to go off again. If you don't have a block heater in your smart car, there's a few things you can do. Like if you go to Napa and you ask for a block heater, like if you try to get one from a jobber place or like an aftermarket parts place, Napa's pretty good. They got quite a few stuff you can't get in other stores. They'll show just one of those pads that you laminate to the oil pan. You glue it, you silicone it to the oil pan, and those work pretty good, but they're like 200 bucks. Or you could get something like this, just a magnetic pan heater. There's magnetic ones, and then there's ones that have a little strap and you bolt on tight to the underside of the oil pan, and then you can just route your cord. You know, there might be the plug-in for the back there. I'm not going to crawl in the snow and check because I'm frozen now, but or you could just route the cord under the car, you know, or have your plug-in at the back of the car. So there's one of these. You can get a magnetic pan heater. It just sticks to the pan. The pan is a metal one, so you can use the magnetic heaters, and it just sticks there magnetically. Unless you're gonna strap it on there, I wouldn't leave it on there. You could always make your own strap. Just get the some of the plumbing strap. Some of this stuff here, you can just go to any Home Depot or Lowe's or any hardware store, you know, and it has the nice pre-drilled holes in it, or pre-punched holes, and then you can just run the strap through your pan heater just like that, and then run it to one of the bolts on your oil pan on both sides, and then strap that in there. Or you could use something like this. This one is off of a big truck. It's a little bit large for a smart car, but this is an inline heater, so it works the same as a block heater. It just has a heating element in the middle there, and then you just splice into a hose. I don't know, just gotta find a good hose to splice into on there. So those are options.